Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
Somewhere in between, round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
Hello, and welcome to Knocked Prone, a podcast of high crits, small fits, and varying wits. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure. And I am joined here by the character
Mason, playing Lakir.
Awesome. So as last we left our adventurers, Lakir darted into the woods after Litzy and Torin decided to go to the Summer Court. In the Summer Court, Litzy and Torin found out that the Dragonborn people had been turned into humans and the city was gray. In order to try and fix the problem, Torin and Litzy went south to the Hag Coven, where in the Hag Coven they were going to plead with the hags to raise the curse that they believed that the hags had placed on them. But before they could get to the Hag Coven, Litzy and Blink were met by some shadows that were guarding the Hag Coven in a firework forest, and the shadows brought Litzy and Torin both to their knees with 1 hit point remaining each. And then they watched the hags escape from the coven and head towards the Summer Court. But that's not the storyline that we're following today. Today we're following Lakir. He's running through the woods, separated from the group, blaming himself for the leaving of Tess from the group. So, Lakir, what are you doing?
Yeah, so after, basically immediately after leaving there, I would be where I last left Phoenix, and I will basically kneel down. Phoenix, I need you back here. And I'm going to attempt to cast Animal Companion to try to bring him back.
Find familiar?
Yeah, find familiar.
So roll me a perception check.
Okay. Natural 14 plus 1, 15.
Nice. Okay, so with a 15, you see Phoenix's body in the middle of the field. Phoenix, has not left. The physical form of Phoenix is still there. When you cast Find Familiar, you realize that the body of Phoenix doesn't animate, but you're noticing some oddities about the body of Phoenix. With a 15 perception, the fur isn't the same tinge of orange. It seems to have been... It's a little more red from where you can see it, and you aren't sure why. Would you like to inspect further?
Well, yes, I will. Firstly, I'll pick him up. Phoenix, you have to come back. I need you now. What am I rolling?
Perception again?
Okay. I have 9.
So you're looking at Phoenix, limp in your hands, dead. There's no blood on Phoenix. It's all gone. It's very odd. You're kind of looking at Phoenix for a while, thinking oh, wait a minute. And then all of a sudden, boo! Phoenix morphs into this little pixie, who then starts giggling and ha ha ha, I wasn't the fox, I'm just a pixie. I watched the whole thing happen.
What did you do to Phoenix? Where did you put him? I need him now.
I just saw the body and it disappeared. I don't know.
Useless. Leave now and do not bother me again, lest you tempt my fury. I I'm basically just going to be searching around. I'll do an investigation check to try to see if I can find any traces of blood from where, like, Phoenix's body was prior.
Okay.
20?
Oh, 20 for investigation?
Yeah, to see if I can find a trail of blood or any footprints or anything that would indicate that someone had been here besides me in the last little bit.
So you see the pixie's footsteps, but then like they're very, very light. Other than with like a dirty 20, like that's pretty much all you see. Though a whisper goes in your head and says, "Look here, my champion. Phoenix is with me."
What? So, he's all right?
Well, no, but I'm fixing him up for you, for when you show me that you're ready for him.
And I can have him back. You promise?
I promise, of course. I just need a few things from you.
What? Exactly what?
Well, you're already on your way to the Spring Court. You'll find prismatic sand dunes on the way to the Spring Court. You'll find a half-dragon at the sand dunes, and he has my hand. I need my hand back.
All right. I can get that easily enough. I need a better description. A half-dragon. Dragons come in shapes and colors.
Oh, this dragon is half-red dragon, half-dragonborn, black half-dragonborn, and he is the heir to Archon the Cruel. And he has my hand. He is abusing the power of my hand to serve his god, be it.
All right. Well, yes, I can take care of that, but make one thing clear, Vecna. You are a means to my end. I am not a champion of yours of any kind, nor do I take politely or kindly to you enchanting me in my sleep. Are we clear on that basis?
Oh, I forget. The brains of mortals, the minds of mortals, have such a tunneled vision. Whereas I am looking at the grander scheme of things. Lakir, you need me. I need you. But more so, you need me. If you think that you don't need to be my champion, if you think you can defeat your father all on your own, here. And you'll hear a snap of her fingers. A portal is going to open in front of you. You see your father laying in a bed, sleeping in the material plane.
You didn't do this to me. Gosh. Dang it.
But if you think that you can't take your father right now, you were telling to me that you would be my champion.
I want to do a mix of both investigation and arcana. Does my father appear to have grown stronger since the last time I saw him?
Roll it.
22.
Nice. So, you notice the half of your father is the exact same. Looks same, hasn't worked out a day since you've left, does not a lot of muscle going on. You look at the other half of your father, the left half of your father. It is completely overtaken with another being's body. It seems your father has somewhat sold his soul to another being. As you're with a 22, as you're looking over your father, you see that he's orange with black stripes down him on one half of his body. And yes, he looks more powerful than when you left.
I am not done gathering my power, but the opportunity is tempting. I will have my vengeance on my father soon enough, but not yet. I will gather your hand.
And my eye.
And your eye.
Yes.
This with the same man?
No, it's a separate place, but we can continue that conversation once you give me my hand.
Very well. All right. We have a deal. I am not a worshipper of gods or higher powers. This is temporary. You have to understand that.
I would not expect anything differently. I've traveled through your brain. I know the things that you know, and I am not a fool to think that you would worship me, though I'm not looking for a worshiper. I'm looking for a man to get the job done. And I've been watching you, Lakir, and you get the job done. And so...
Here's gonna kind of interrupt and say, that I most certainly can. Where should I go? What direction? Point me.
So you're in the forest currently, and you will go northwest, just past the Magic Maelstrom. It's just north of the Magic Maelstrom that she is pointing. She'll even say, I'm going to put a certain light that you can see over this area, just so that you don't lose your way. Again, I've seen many things. I don't want you to get lost along the way. But after you find my hand, I will show you where to bring it in the spring court. And then I have a gift for you before you get me my eye.
All right. Well, no time to waste. And I will begin my journey towards the north of the Magic Maelstrom.
Yeah. So you start continuing north. As you leave the portal, it closes, and you hear your father mutter something in his sleep.
I was so tempted to just be like, silence, and just like long sword out, slit his throat, but I don't know if that would work, and I'm not going to attempt it.
If you had gone in, I don't know if you would have died, but I was pretty sure you would have died.
Yeah,
but
I
was
figured that.
But what a fun little thing to put in there. That Vecna's like, sure, you want out? There you go. So you continue northwest. The light shines in your vision. It's kind of like a glint in, like, almost like you're wearing glasses, and the sun is shining in a direct spot, and it almost burns a little bit. But you can tell that the light is kind of manufactured through like a necrotic sense. It is not a radiant light by any means. Like, it's almost like the absence of shadow is pointing you in the correct direction. You are walking along. You eventually make it to the Wild Magic Maelstrom, which is a very big pool that you've already been to before. But make me a perception check.
I'm also going to do two things on my way there. I want to pull out a wand from my magic bag of wands. 6.
Okay, you pull out a wand.
And then I will cast Identify on it.
This is the Wand of Flying.
Okay.
Okay. So, you're traveling along for a ways. You've got this, you pull the wand out.
Oh, yeah, perception check.
And yes, roll me a perception. 11, okay.
I have terrible wisdom.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I'm glad that happened anyway. So, you hear, help! Help! In the middle of the Wild Magic Maelstrom.
I'll rush over towards the sound. Who is there?
You see, frantically swatting their arms up and down, seemingly trying to keep afloat, a satyr that is quickly speeding towards the middle of the Wild Magic Maelstrom.
I will... Crap, I have a wand of flying, but I will, rather than using the wand to fly, I am going to cast fly on him myself.
Okay.
And just cast it on him and say, concentrate, you'll be able to lift yourself out and to safety. Come this direction.
What do I concentrate on?
Up.
Up! And he, like, flaps his wings, squawking up over and over again, and his body, like a chicken taking flight, like, barely hovers over the water, and then he's like, what do I do now?
Come this direction. Think forward. Forward.
Okay! And he, like, starts, like, flying forward towards you, and he eventually gets to you.
As he does.
Very slowly.
Just, like... I'm terrified what he'll accidentally do to kill himself with this spell. Once he gets to land, I'm going to end concentration on fly and kind of rest him on the ground and say, What happened? Why were you venturing so close to this pool of death?
The pool, it promised me a magic item, and I got greedy. I thought, hey, it gave me one magic item. Maybe it'll give me two. So I reached in a little further to see if there was anything else in the maelstrom, and it swept me right up.
Well, I am glad that you have your life. I don't think that would be a pleasant way to go. Out of curiosity, what did the maelstrom provide you?
It was just these boots. And he shows you these boots with, they're boots of the hinterlands. They provide protection from the cold. And he's like, I don't really know if I'll need them. Maybe I'll travel north to the winter court or something, because...
Well, from what I've heard, it is dangerous up there, and you could barely handle water. I'd recommend maybe selling them for some gold the next merchant you come across.
You're probably right. Water's scary enough. Maybe I'll just head on down to the summer court and get my tan on. Thank you, by the way. You must make your parents really proud.
Quite. Go.
Oh, well, thanks. You couldn't hurt a fly, could ya? And then he, travels off.
Him saying, couldn't hurt a fly would be me death glaring him at that exact moment, too, so...
He trots off. His foot stumbles a little bit towards the water, almost falling in again, but then, gains his composure again and then runs away from the water.
Can I still tell which direction I was going based off of...
Yes,
okay,
so the glint in your eyes will allow you to continue.
Find that again and continue moving.
A voice will appear in your head again as you're continuing, and it'll say, "So, Lakir, tell me, you don't want to be my champion. What do you want to be?"
The master of my own life. I want to be able to control my destiny and my fortune myself, and not have it be dictated by those who think they know better than me.
You do know who I am, right?
You've told me.
Have you read any books?
The literature on gods, good and otherwise, was limited in Great Rumbopolis. So no, I have not.
Oh. Well, I know a few things. Let's just keep it at that. I can respect a man's decision, or a woman's decision, to not want to have a master. I've felt similarly, as I don't know if you're familiar with the god Orcus.
Not at all.
Well, Orcus initially granted me my powers to ascend to lichdom, but I was able to, take matters into my own hands and ascend beyond lichdom and to this current state of which you are seeing me. I'm glad to hear your wishes. I can try my hardest to make sure your wishes come true. And I am glad we have struck this accord together, made this deal, and I wish you luck against this Dragonborn, the heir of Archon the Cruel, and know that he is powerful, but I have faith in you, my champion.
As long as my father's shackles do not become yours, I think we shall have a grand time working together.
I don't even own any shackles, so...
More metaphoric.
Oh, right. Silly me. So I've been away from the material plane.
Can I
for
see
some
the
time.
dragon while she's talking to me?
The dragon? Like the half-dragon?
The half-dragon, sorry.
No, so you're continuing. You're still walking along the Maelstrom path. But you'll walk for a while, kind of talking to yourself in your head with Vecna, or out loud, either way. And you will eventually... the grass and dirt under your feet will turn to soft sand. But this sand, Vecna called it the prismatic desert. Each grain is a different color of the rainbow. It is almost bioluminescent in a way that it's like cracking a glow stick. The sand is providing so much light that allows you to see. But when you look above yourself, there is no color on the sky. There is no semblance of anything, really, other than the light that is coming up from this prismatic sand. And so you continue on.
I'm going to kneel down and just get one of my potion bottles and fill it full of, some of the sand. Just
Yeah.
in case it comes up ever.
I like that. So yeah, you kneel
Pocket
down.
sand.
Pocket sand.
Do you imagine that being like the wizard pulls back, preparing for a spell. He uncorks a potion and then throws sand in your face.
And then tap dances away. Oh, that's gonna be the killing blow of the entire podcast series. You're gonna be like pocket sand, and like he dies.
Yeah. Embarrassment.
Yeah. So you collect this bottle of sand, and you put a cork on the top of it, and it acts nearly as like a lantern or a flashlight, where it's emitting this light off of it. And as you're like putting it back into your bag, you're realizing that like it's lighting up quite a bit, to the point that your bag is starting to like the edges of your bag are starting to glow, where light is able to peek out from it, which is really cool. Anyway, so you continue on. It's not hot, but it's very temperate, because there is no sun coming down from you with the graying of the sky, but the sand is seeming to provide some semblance of warmth. And so as you're walking along, you're kind of noticing that it's nice. It's not cold. It's not hot. You travel for quite a ways. As sand dunes do, there's hills and valleys that you obviously are walking on, but that glint in your eye stays anchored. And you eventually come to these castle ruins where the light is centered.
Still a little focused on the sand. Does it appear to be magical?
It does.
Okay. I figured as much, if it's glowing colors. So looking at the castle, is there any, is it just sand outside? There's no structures, nothing to take cover behind?
Nothing to take cover behind. It's literally one tower of a castle that is beaten to shreds. Like, there are holes in the cobblestone. Sand has eroded away most of what is left of this castle. It's almost just like a standing stone in a way, but it seems relatively just this thing. Like, it's lackluster in a way, especially compared to the rest of the desert, because the castle is very gray and like somber, almost like the sky, whereas the sand around it is very bright.
Instinctively, I am going to snap the ground, expecting Phoenix to appear to act as my eyes. I will solemnly write, and I will instead take out the wand of flying, and I'm going to cast fly on myself. So that typically lasts for 10 minutes. I am just going to fly around the perimeter of this castle. I don't know exactly how large it is, but I'm going to fly around for as much as possible, trying to look for anything or anyone that looks interesting.
Yeah, okay, roll me an investigation.
11.
Oh, no. With an 11 investigation, you are really interested in the sand. Like, I mean, you're just thinking to yourself, I wonder what type of magic each different kernel of sand is going to offer, each grain of sand, rather. And you're just kind of focused on it. I mean, you'll occasionally glance over at the castle, but it's so gray that you're not really interested in it at the moment. I mean, you look it over, but you don't see anything of interest.
Okay. I'm going to land and fill another 4 or 5 potion bottles full of sand. And then, satisfied, I'll put all of those in and actually start going. Is my fly done after I pick those up?
You've still got about 6 minutes on it.
Okay. So you said there was a tower in...
Yeah, so the castle is it's like one sole. It looks like a wing of a castle was taken up in a tornado and whipped here.
Okay.
It's very broken down. It's like one little tower of a castle.
Okay. I am going to attempt to fly to the top and see if there's an entrance up there.
Okay.
Or basically any entrance that I could go in that is not the main entrance, basically.
Yeah, so you fly to the top, and sure enough, there is a trapdoor at the top that is made of wooden slats, and it has a rope that is pulled in to the into the castle interior.
Okay.
So like you can see the rope, and it like curves. So the rope is on the outside, but the rope curves down and is into the like underneath the hatch.
Yeah. Okay. I am first. I was thinking of like actually doing something silly, but I was gonna try to pull on it, but then thinking better, I am going to cast Detect Magic, and see if there are any at least magical appearing traps or runes nearby.
Right. So you look at it for a minute. You use this spell to cast to see whether there's any traps on this trap door. But unlike the name, there are no magical traps on this.
Okay.
It seems to be just a regular door.
With my fly, am I able to get to a point where I can like look through the cracks of the cobblestone and just barely see inside to that room it would lead to?
Yes. Roll me an investigation.
Okay. I'm being natural 1.
Ooh, yes. So you find a hole to peek through, and you go up to it, and you look inside, and it's a little dark inside, but you lean on the castle a little too much, and
it just falls in.
It all falls in, and there's this huge hole, and you see a half dragon stand up from a praying altar to which he was praying to, and turn around and look at you.
Well, this simplifies things, and I assume... Are we starting combat straight off?
I mean, we could.
Okay, I was going to say, does he seem like he is going to attack me straight up? Because
you look him over as you're assessing whether he's going to be hostile or not, and you see he has these black scales covering his body, and it has like a diagonal stripe of scales that are a lot more dominant over the other scales, but it kind of acts as like this sash over him that are red scales. And he has a pair of wings and these 2 massive horns that come out from the top of his head. And his hand is a decayed greenish brownish hand that has these massive claws that are emanating a black essence.
Okay. I'll say, well, I've never been one for lying. I'm here for that little trinket you've got attached to your arm. It's not exactly yours.
So he looks over at you and he's like, "Good luck trying to get this hand back from me. Who sent you, that puny Vecna?" And then with that, we'll roll initiative.
Okay.
He got a 19.
I got a 22.
Oh, yeah.
I got a natural 19 plus 3.
Oh, he got a natural 17 plus 2. Not that you know his. All right, and with that, you are up first, Lakir. So you're flying outside of this 25 by 30 foot room. It has like this altar that this dragonborn, or not dragonborn, this half dragon, Neri, the half dragon is his name, stands up from and like bears his claws at you. But you get the first jump on things. So what would you like to do for your turn?
Okay, I am going to cast Silence as my bonus action using Vecna's book. And I am going to cast it right on his prayer altar.
Nice.
And that's what will be centered. So it's a 20-foot circle.
Silence is a 20-foot radius, so you cover the entire. You cast this silence spell on his prayer altar, and the entire room, like the ringing in your ears from hearing silence, happens. Like.
Ooh.
And
my one-liner is, "Shame, I was hoping you'd come quietly." And then I am going to then cast... why not? Hold person. I'm gonna try.
Wisdom save?
Yep.
That's a 19, I believe.
Yeah, that succeeds. My save for the future is 15.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, with that is my turn. I will... take out... I guess I'll take out my sword, because no point anything else in case he comes in for close combat.
As you cast Hold Person on him, he's going to mock you, and he's going to point at his ear and mouth like, "I can't hear you." because obviously there's silence on. But then he like says, "I can't hear you." But then as he says it out loud, no words come out, and he like his eyes like super big, and he looks up at you and
evil
smirks.
smile. Yeah. Like that is the end of my turn.
Okay, so this guy is going to smile. This large toothy smile, and he will pull out a longsword, and he's going to do one wing beat that is going to take him all the way to your position right outside of the building, and he is going to roll to hit you. That is a dirty 20 to hit, sir.
Hits. Actually, I'm going to cast shield.
Okay.
Because I can. And my AC becomes 21 with that.
And then he'll do his second attack. Another dirty 20 to hit. So
Doesn't hit.
that will miss again. So he takes these 2 swings at you, but your magic deflects it. It looks like these swords are going like straight for the head. Like this guy is not messing around. And so you cast shield, and he frustratedly hits into your shield twice, and then lets out but you can't hear anything because he's silent. And that's the end of his turn.
Cool. On my turn, I'm going to fake laugh. Not actually laugh, but he can't hear me anyway, so it does just as good.
He points towards his ear and
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna like throw my head back, fake laugh, and then like look at him and shake my head. And then I am going to cast my tried and true. I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
As long as use my bonus action to summon my darts, and
Nice.
I'm going to hope these hit him. So, all of them. So, the 3 magic missile darts will just insta hit.
Okay.
And then as for my darts, 13 to hit,
Does not hit.
23 to hit,
That will barely hit.
a 17 to hit,
That hits.
and another 23 to hit.
Okay. 3 of those hit.
So, from magic missile damage, 10 points of damage from that, and then from the others, another 18 points. So 28 points of damage.
Nice.
And then after doing that, I'm just going to hold out my hand as a like, just hand it over type of motion to him.
He will again smile even through this. You hit him with it over and over again, and this force damage knocks him back a good 5 feet. But then during his turn, he's going to fly and just shove past you outside.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are both airborne.
I'm going to try to stop him, even though I like can't do much. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't move through my space willingly,
Right.
like unless I allow him, and I'm not going to be letting him.
So is it strength v like an opposed grapple almost?
Yeah, I would say it's strength for me to try to keep it up.
He got a 19.
I got an 11.
Oh, nice. Okay. So he shoulders past you, but then whips around and says, okay. And now that he's outside, he is going to cast a spell.
Can I take an attack of opportunity as he
You sure
passes?
can.
Because I have my longsword out. Actually, I won't. I
Because
thought better
shield
of
is a
that.
reaction.
Shield, counterspell.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that are reactions.
I'm going to need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Is he casting a spell?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to say no to that instantly. Counterspelled.
Okay. So you, what level is your counterspell?
It's 3.
He casts this spell at you. I'm not going to tell you what.
Yeah, well, would I recognize it as a spell that I have?
No, you wouldn't really know what it was. He muttered a word in Draconic that you didn't really understand as the verbal component for it. But that is the end of his turn.
Okay. I'm going to do something a bit out of Lakir's character. And I'm going to use my unrefined darts this time.
So the Chaos Bolts?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to summon them and throw 2 Chaos Bolts at him.
Okay.
So 24, or rather 25 to hit on the first one,
That will hit.
and an 18 to hit on the second.
An 18 will also hit.
He takes 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And then magic table. First roll is a 19.
On the D20?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Which is not good for me. I want bad effects for him. 41. And then for the second, it's an 8 and 12.
Okay, so 41. So it happens to him.
Correct. 4 and 78.
Okay, so that'll be against him.
And then 14. Sorry, I'm bad with wild magic.
No worries.
And 56.
Hey, it's not.
It is my first time dealing.
Hey, if you like wild magic, go check out our Patreon where we have all these tables pulled up. The first one, a glistening aura will go over Neri, this half dragon, as it seems that he has a special effect that happens to him. He gained an additional spell slot for the day.
Okay.
So this will be happening to you. Mm-hmm. You emanate light in a 30-foot radius for 1 minute. Any creature within 5 feet of you that can see you is blinded until the end of its next turn. So, since he's not within 5 feet of you...
I will fly within 5 feet of him.
Hey, you didn't know it was happening. You cast us away from him. So, with the other one, 4 is not a good one, and 78. So, this will be against him. The strength of his wings and the strength of his legs seems to have lessened with the second dart bolt. You have reduced his speed by 10 feet.
Beautiful.
For 1 day.
For 1 day. Well, that won't matter. He'll be dead.
You regain 2 spell slots of your choice.
Ooh, of my choice?
Of your choice.
So I can take my 2 level 3s that I've wasted so far?
Yes, you can.
Beautiful.
Okay, and with that, is that the end of your turn? What a grab bag the wild magic table is.
That entire, I'll be honest, I'm sweating. I don't think I can do really anything as a bonus action. Yeah, that'll be it.
Okay. It'll be Neri's turn. He's going to fly 15 feet from you.
Okay, away.
Towards you.
Oh,
so
okay.
He'll be within 15 feet of you. And then I'm going to need you to make me a dexterity saving throw as he breathes in and is going to use his breath weapon against you.
Counterspell this.
Nope.
It's not a spell. Counterspell your existence. A 13.
A 13 is unfortunately going to fail.
Okay.
You will take 24 points of necrotic damage.
Dang.
And that will be his turn as he just breathes out this skeletons and shadow that are he uses the hand of Vecna to light this shadow that he uses to breathe out at you.
Okay. I am going to fly. I can't tell you how tempted I am just to continually cast Hold Person on him and just hope that one goes through and have him just plummet to the ground, and that's the fight.
That would be harsh. That would be you guys are probably 40 feet in the air right now, so you take 4d10.
Yeah,
it would be a lot.
But instead, I will settle for my own, rather d8s. I am going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
I'm so tempted to do level 3. I'm going to do it at level 2.
Do it.
I need my spell slots. Level 2.
Okay, level 2.
As well as my regular darts.
Okay.
He takes 10 points of damage, same as the 3 darts.
Okay.
And then a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
It was cocked, but it was going to 12. Should I take it or should I?
Up to you.
So 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
A 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
And another 12, so 19.
That'll hit. All 4.
Okay, well, that's some heavy damage. An additional 24 points of damage.
Okay. You have effectively bloodied him.
I say, doesn't have to be ugly. Simply have to cut off your hand.
You're not coming with my hand. Have you seen the power that Vecna can offer? Imagine Vecna tied with Tiamat.
While I'm sure it's a lovely and evil combination, I unfortunately have goals that go against yours. So continue on, and I'll beckon for him as almost like a come and get me type of thing. By the way, I did fly 60 feet up, so I'll be 60 feet above him.
Okay.
Just cuz.
He will fly 20 feet to the ground. Not to the ground, but 20 feet lower. So he's 80 feet from you right now. And he will... I will need you to make me another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I'm just going to cast another counter spell.
Okay. Roll me a d20 this time. He cast it at 4th level.
Okay. 13. I have a decent wisdom saving throw as a wizard.
Yeah. So you just barely... Your counter spell just barely fails.
I'm assuming I have to use inspiration before I know whether it succeeds or fails.
Yes.
Okay. But with inspiration, I can keep my original roll too, right? It's just I get to roll an extra one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I rolled a natural 12, which would be a 16. The other one was a natural 1, so I will keep the natural 12.
Keep the natural 12. Wonderful.
16.
16. Unfortunately, a 16 is going to fail.
Okay.
And you are now under the effects of a little spell called Slow.
Okay.
So with Slow, he's going to alter time around him. Each target that fails their wisdom saving throw, your speed is halved. You will take a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws, and you can't use your reactions. On your turn, it can use either an action or a bonus action, not both, regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items. It can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. If a creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and the creature must use the action that turn to complete the spell. If it can't, the spell is wasted. A creature affected by the spell makes another wisdom save at the end of each of its turns. On a successful save, the effect will end.
Okay. Sounds good.
That'll be the end of his turn.
Okay.
And he is 80 feet below you.
Is my character aware of the effects of slow? Like what it would be
I would
doing
say he mutters the incantation. Your studies, make me an intelligence check.
20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, so yes, you, with your time that you had spent in your father's library, you read books about the spell Slow and the effects that it would have on a creature, and you notice the feeling that the book described, and so yes, you know what happened.
Okay. So I will fly. I think my my speed with fly is 60 feet per round. So I will fly 30 feet up further. So we're
110.
Yeah, 110 feet away. And I'm going to use my longbow on him.
Okay.
Because that has a range of like 150 feet or something like that. So, and it's a weapon attack, so I don't have to worry about it taking effect until next turn. 17.
A 17 hits.
Okay. 6 points of damage.
All right.
And then end of my turn, I get to make
Wisdom
saving throw to try to shrug this effect off. 21 total.
All right. You shake the feelings of Slow.
Okay.
So Neri is going to fly the rest of the way to the ground, pull out his his crossbow, and then make a shot in the air at you.
I will use shield. Just before you tell me the number, just so that I'm not metagaming.
Okay, that is a 21 to hit.
Okay, which hits.
Yes, I was going to say, even with shield, that was going to hit, but
But
glad you're honest.
my main actual purpose of doing that is because I get a bonus of an extra 2 HP once his
that's
attack
nice.
hits
Right.
anyway to soften the blow.
You will take 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so that is luckily so far this game. Only 1 point of damage has made it through to my actual health. The rest has been absorbed by my shield.
That's
so
awesome.
that is the first drop of blood he has drawn.
Yes, and he smiles, a big smile, and he says, "What, you afraid of fighting? You're a number of feet away from me. Come on, fight me."
I'll yell down, "It's apparent you don't know the strategy tactical advantage," and I'm going to fire off Ray of Frost at him, which...
What's the range?
I guess I am going to fly down towards him until I'm in range. And this has only a range of 60 feet, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, but Magic Missile is 120 feet. So
Nice.
I will fly down 10 feet. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to use another level 2. So I'm going to cast level 2 Magic Missile along with my handy dandy 18 to hit for one of them.
That hits.
14 to hit for another.
That will not hit.
21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Natural 20.
Hey! So you'll hit 3 times, one with double damage.
Yes. 4 plus 4, so 8 on that one. And then 6 for the other, so 20 points from that. And then for Magic Missile, 16 points.
16. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, and I will say, just for flavor, because Magic Missile, literally, it doesn't matter where I aim, it'll hit them. I'm basically sending it to basically sever his wrist over. Like, everything is just hitting his wrist. He's getting hit with everything else, but like one or two of the darts each time would be focusing on
his
the
wrist.
hand.
Roll me a straight d20. Just luck check.
11.
11. Okay. With an 11, the arm lops all the way off, clean off. He's got just this stump underneath, and with it, a bunch of the necrotic energy that was surrounding him dissipates. Literally, he's within 1 hit point. He's going to use his turn to say, Tiamat, I come to you. And then a circle is going to open in front of a teleportation circle is going to open in front of him. He's going to walk through.
Okay. The hand is still on the ground, though?
Hand is still on the ground. He left it.
Cool.
He admitted defeat, left it as your prize.
Cool. Smart choice. And I will kind of float down to the bottom, land, pick it up, and say, Oh, Vecna, your champion calls.
Make me a wisdom save.
Okay. Ooh, so close to a natural 15. Instead, it's a natural 4, so 8.
8? Okay. You are, as he was leaving it, the Dragonborn left a curse on it. You are going to take 30 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
But with that, the fight is over. The battle is won. You have the hand. Vecna whispers in your ear and says, Good. And I see that you've rid of the curse that he has laid upon it as well. So thank you for that. I can heal you right up and give you a gift. And then as soon as you have your eye, Phoenix will be yours.
Wonderful.
And with that, I think that's where we're going to end our session. My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the player.
Mason, playing Lakir.
Awesome. If you like our content, go ahead and give us a review on whatever listening platform you are listening to us on. It really helps us get out there with more people to add to our audience and more people that enjoy Noct Prone. And if you can't leave us a review, tell us to a friend and talk about our storyline with your friend, because I am sure that they will love the storyline as much as you love the storyline. And if you love our storyline, go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Noct. We have a ton of amazing things on there, including a free set of dice on a certain level that is sent straight to your door just the one time as you sign up as a member. So go check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Noct. Again, patreon.com/Noct. That's Noct, Knocked. And we hope that you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.